And welcome back here to CHS Field here in St. Paul, Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Hamline Pipers and your Augsburg Auggies. Here on Augie Game Central, I'm Tom Wirchin, along with Matt Nelson, Tom Ritchie. We're underway here in Game 2. In fact, the Augies are batting here in the top of the first inning of Game 2. And the Augies have a runner aboard. Red Hebig picking up his 5th hit of the day as he lined one to right field. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. As Matt Nelson mentioned, it's the mental aspect of the Augies as they lost an 8-1 lead. And Joey Septrum hit a bases-clearing grand slam home run at the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Pipers came all the way back to win 11-9. Josh Marlowe, the batter for the Augies, and he swings at an offering from Nolan Schoenfeld. He played second base in game number 1. We'll get to his stats in just a bit. The Augies putting up 17 hits in that first game. 9 runs at 17 hits. Here's a ground ball to the left side, and Josh Marlowe has himself a base hit. And the Augies have back-to-back base hits here in the top of the first inning. Josie Bishop popped up down the left field line and making the run and catch with Devin Rogers back in the first out of this inning. Batter will be Jack Duffy. And Big Jack, he did not play in the first game. Wayne Rogers was the DH in the first game. Wayne is now our shortstop. Jack Duffy now batting for your Augsburg Auggies. And the first pitch, check swing right to the mound. Schoenfelder right through his legs. Rogers picks it up, throws, and it gets away from the first baseman. 1 run will score. Hebig will score. And Josh Marlowe on his way to third base. Right through the legs of Schoenfeld. Rogers fielded. He throws 1 hopper and unable to handle the ball with Jacob Peach. And the Augies take a 1-0 lead.
Boy, that's just another ball that the pitcher really needs to at least get some leather on and probably make a play on it. I mean, Schoenfeld probably should have come up with that ball again, and it's something we saw in the first game. Bauermeister, Smith, Rushmeyer, they all struggled fielding their position, and here you are right back to it. 3rd hit for Augsburg already. The hit parade continues.
And Zach Dutku will be the batter for the Augies. Baku. Again, hurrying to fill up our score sheets. I can't read my own handwriting. Baku swings and misses. Finds himself down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Top of the first inning. Now, this game is going to go 9. Augie Game Day here on Augie Game Central. Audio and video streaming brought to you by Augsburg College in cooperation with my company, TJ Broadcast Services. As Schoenfeld delivers, fastball and up and away to Zach, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Josie Bishop leading off and playing right fielder. Right Hebig batting second, doing the catching, batting third, the first baseman, Josh Bartle. Batting cleanup, the DH, Jack Duffy, batting 5th, the left fielder, Zach Baco. Ball gets away from the catcher, Dominic Dandria, and on the wild pitch coming in to score. And Josh Marlowe scores to make it 2-0. So the Augies with another couple of runs to add to their 9-run total in the first game. And hopefully Lincoln will be able to hold the lead for the Augies. Lincoln Hockmuth, And the pitch to Baca was wide for ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lincoln Hockmuth will be the starter for the Augies here in Game 2. Walker Rogers on deck, the shortstop batting 7th. The third baseman, Eric Olheiser, batting 8th. The second baseman, Clayton Bodine, batting 9th. Will be Jordan DeCrook, the center fielder. Count now goes full on Baca, 3 balls and 2 strikes with Jack Duckby now on second base. By the way, they ruled that a base hit. Now they've ruled 2 errors in the inning against the Hamline Pipers. They give the Augies 3 hits, but now 2 errors. And not quite sure of the scoring. And here's a ground ball foul wide at first base, and down the line it's still 3-2. And out of the mound again, Nolan Schoenwald. And he's appearing in his 5th game all as a starter. 1-3 his record, 15 2/3 innings. An ERA of about 6.32. Schoenfeld delivers, and a pitch is wide, ball 4. And the Auggies have runners at first and second, still only one out here in the top of the 1st inning. And the batter for the Auggies will be the freshman, Walker Rogers. Walker out of Simley High School. He had 3 hits in the first game. He was 3 for 4, also drove in a run. Mike Brookshop played short in the first game. Break-in pitch from Schoenfeld in the outside corner. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
And the infield defense, like we talked about in Game 1, wasn't probably where Keith Bateman wants to see it. So not surprised to see a couple of fresh faces in there, especially early in a conference season.
Off-speed pitch, and Rogers waves at it. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. And if our play-by-play a little disjointed, we're just trying to write and talk at the same time. Pitch up and in to Rogers, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schoenfeld checking second base, and Jack Duffy. And here's one popped up right side. Right fielder coming on, and he makes a fair ball catch. The right fielder out there, I believe, is
Olstead.
Colin Olstead. Okay. 2 down for the Auggies here in the top of the 1st inning. Leading by a score of 2-0. The batter will be Eric Olheiser. One of our seniors, one of our 8 seniors at Charlton High School. On that catch, Duffy tag going to third base. So the Auggies have runners at the corners. Baco at first, Duffy at third base and 2 outs. First pitch to Olheiser, taken for ball 1-0. Clayton Bodine would be on deck. And bluff to third and to first. Third baseman was 20 feet away. He's not going to get a throw. And here's one grounded to third baseman Kukarich with it, throws across in time. Rogers will ground out 5-3, but the Auggies come up with a couple of runs on 2, actually they say 3 base hits. Now they ruled it 1 error on the Hamline Pipers. And the Auggies leave 2 runners on base at the end of a half an inning. Here in Game 2 of this doubleheader, Augsburg 2, and the Hamline Pipers coming to bat. And Matt and I will be back when we get our score sheets all filled out. We'll be back in just a bit, Matt.
Twin Cities Orthopedics are proud to be the official sports medicine provider for Augsburg Athletics. TCO is an all-inclusive orthopedic sports medicine and wellness provider offering world-class services and state-of-the-art facilities. Visit them at tcomn.com. Lincoln Hockmuth taking his warm-up tosses, which I got the lineup here for Hamline University and the Pipers. If you'll indulge me, 7-10 on the season, winners in Game 1 of this doubleheader in walk-off fashion. It was Joe Centrum with his walk-off grand slam that propelled the Pipers to the 11-9 victory. The latest version of their lineup reads as follows. Jacob Peach back in the leadoff spot and playing first base. Colin Olstad, right fielder, bats second. Joe Centrum, public enemy number 1 for Augie fans right now. Left fielder, bats third. Nick Kukarich, the third baseman, bats fourth and holds down the hot corner. Rich Tormey, designated hitter, bats fifth. Mitch Benson, center fielder, bats sixth. Devin Rogers, the shortstop, bats seventh. Leo Zur, a new face, second baseman, bats eighth. And Dominic Dandria does the catching and bats ninth.
And again, on the mound for your Augsburg Auggies is Lincoln Hockmuth. And Lincoln on the season, he's out of Cannon Falls, playing for the Bombers. And Lincoln is making his 6th start. He has a 1-2 record, 25 2/3 innings of pitching. Here's Jacob Peach. And Hockmuth fastball line drive, foul on of third base and down the line. And it's 0-1. Defensively for you, the Auggies backing up Lincoln. It's Eric Kohlheiser at third, Wayne Walker Rogers at shortstop, Clayton Bodine at second, Josh Marlowe at first base, Red Hebig back behind the plate, Zach Baco in left field, Jordan DeCrook in center field, and Jonesy Bisher in right field. Jacob Peach is the third baseman. Jacob scored a run in that first game. As the first pitch off speed is taken, second pitch taken for a strike, and there's no balls and 2 strikes. And the Hamline Pipers, that first game, set 11 runs, 17 hits in 1 error. They left 8 runners on. The winning pitcher was Sam Petrick, who picked up the win. Petrick coming out of the bullpen, one of 5 pitchers used by Jim Wyatt, the 7th-year head coach of the Hamline Pipers. Off-speed pitch. Augie fans grumbling about that one, as it just missed the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lincoln, the senior, and he comes over the top, and it's fouled. Batter, no, are they going to rule it a hit batter?
That's a strikeout.
Strikeout, yeah. Okay. Jacob Peach goes down swinging. Hockmuth picking up his first strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, that one probably won't go on the highlight reel of Peach's career. He's a really good player. That time he just got fooled on one. It hit him. He swung and missed, so it's a strikeout, no foul tip, and you just add a little injury to insult on the strikeout. And
Hockmuth picking up his 16th strikeout of the ball game. Here's Olstead. He goes after the first pitch, pops it up. Going out for his Bodine, coming out is Bisher. Jones, he's there, and he puts it away for the second out. Olstead pops up to right field. 2 down for the Pipers here in the bottom of the first inning. And the batter, the hero of game number 1, the left fielder, Joey Setrum. Setrum. Setrum, and the very first pitch he saw from Nathan Danielson, tomahawked it down the right field line just inside the foul pole.
No doubter, though.
Yeah, it was gone. And 4 runs scored, and the Pipers came from 11-9-7 deficit to win by a score of 11-9. Satcham, second pitch from Hockmuth, first strike. Here's a ground ball, and wide of first base in the foul ball. And still no balls and 2 strikes. This young man, a senior out of St. Cloud Tech, playing for the Tigers there in the Central Minnesota Conference. So 2-0 Augies. 0-2 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. And Hockmuth delivers. He comes straight over the top. Ground ball right side. Fielded by Bodine. Clayton throws, and Lincoln Hockmuth has himself a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second inning. Game 2. Bottom of the first inning. It is 2-0 Augies. This is MIAC Baseball on Augie Game Central.
The Corner Bar, a proud sponsor of Augsburg Athletics. They're located in Minneapolis, the historic Seven Corners district. The Corner Bar is the perfect place for great food, outstanding pizza, and the almost world-famous Joey Wings. And there's tons of screens, so you won't miss a second of the action. Visit cornerbar.com for more information on the Corner Bar. And as I understand it, not much to watch on those many screens while you're eating those Joey Wings. I think I saw that the Wild lost again today. 3-0, I think, to Nashville. Let me confirm that. But if you're at the Corner Bar enjoying a Wild game today with those almost world-famous Joey Wings, which are so good, I think you were treated to another Wild loss.
After that 5-1 win the other day against Ottawa?
I'll confirm that, though. You're not allowed to quote me on it just yet. But there's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of people at the Corner Bar today watching the Final Four. South Carolina and Gonzaga, Oregon against North Carolina. Can't beat that.
And again, the Auggies coming to bat here in the top of the second inning. It
was 3-0 in Nashville today. The Wild lost to the Predators.
Clayton Bodine, Jordan DeCrook, and Jonesy Bisher to face Nolan Schoenfeld. Modine, our second baseman. First pitch, line drive, caught by Devin Rogers out there at second base. And just finishing up my score sheet, Leo Zur is the new second baseman for the Pipers. And that's one down.
What do you make of that wild, big swoon into the doldrums that they've taken before the playoffs?
In January, they're the best team in the NHL, and just what is it now? They've lost 14 of 17 games, something like that.
I've never seen anything like it without a major injury or anything you can really chalk it up to. Parisi, I know, got dinged the other day, but
the Cook with the base hit down the line into the corner, and it bounces off that wall and gets away from the left fielder, and they throw it back into the infield. The reception out there in left field. There's a similar ball back in the first game that hit the wall and just kind of deflected back to the infield. And that aided the Pipers in their comeback. So a double for Jordan DeCrook. The Auggies have their third double of the day. Back to the top of the order, Jonesy Busher. And a bunt in front of the plate. Throws down to first base. And it's in time. Jonesy bunting for a base hit. DeCrook going to third base. And a 2-3 on the putout. And that'll go down in the book as a sacrifice. Of the scores in the doubleheaders, it was Bethel defeating St. John's 1-0 in the first game. Gustavus with a run in the top of the eighth inning held down to beat Carleton by a score of 8-7. And St. Thomas defeating St. Olo 4-0. They have the bottom of the fourth inning. And I don't know if that's game one or game two. 1-0 pitch to Hebig. Rifles it down the right field line. Back into the grandstand. The count on the Augie catcher. It's 1-1 strike. Hebig with a single and a run scored in the first inning. Red in the first game had 2 doubles and a single. That's the fastball from Schoenfeld up and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hebig with a double in the third inning of game 1. Got himself his 10th RBI of the season. 2-1 from Schoenfeld and in the dirt. And Andrea with the step down by the count of Cretan Durham Hall. The count of 3 balls and a 1 strike. Kukarich at third, Rogers at second. Zuritz at Rogers at short, Zuritz second. Peach at first base, Andrea behind the plate. One hopper back to the mound, fielded by Schoenfeld. Tosses in Hebig gets the third out. 1-3 on the put out for the Auggies. They do get no runs. 1 base hit, their 4th of the ball game. No Hamline errors. And 1 runner left on base. And inning and a half in the book. It is 2-0 Augsburg in game 2. This is Augie Game Day. You and Richie and Matt and Tom all sharing coming with you here on Augie Game Central.
Just confirmed, by the way, that 3-0 wild score from Nashville, not an April Fool's joke. It was 3-0. Do you have a group that requires transportation? Minnesota Coaches can provide you with safe, clean, friendly, and timely charter transportation service, no matter what size. Your group, no matter where your pickup or your destination, www.minnesotacoaches.com. Visit there today to request a quote. Minnesota Coaches is the official bus provider for Augsburg Athletics.
Earlier today, the Augie women winning their first game in Cafford. They defeated McAllister by a score of 1-0. And by the way, they had 4 hits in that game. Game 2, do we have an update? And nope, nothing in on game 2. Game 1, softball around the MIAC. Hamline defeated Carleton 1-0. Augsburg, as mentioned, over MAC 1-0. And it was Bethel defeating Gustavus by a score of 5-3. Nothing in from St. Kate's. Come on, Kelsey, where's the score? The St. Kate's Wildcat taking on St. Mary's. Nick Hookerich will lead things off for the Hamline Pipers here in the bottom of the second inning of a 2-0 ball game. Kukarich 0 for 3 in the first game, but he did get hit by a pinch and scored. Line drive, right field, right center, base hit. Over for the ball is Bisher. And Jonesy gets it back in the infield, but Kukarich, a leadoff base hit for the Hamline Pipers after Lincoln Hockmuth sent down Hamline 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Rick Tormay, and Rick is the DH for the Hamline Pipers, who are occupying the first base dugout. Jim Wyatt in his third year. The Hamline Pipers, they finished tied for second.
So a bunt up the first baseline. Hockmuth fields. Throw to first is in time. Nicely done on the play by Hockmuth. He bounced off, got it to Marlowe quickly. Tormey lays down the sacrifice bunt. Now one down, and Mitch Benson will be the batter with the runner in scoring position.
All right, Don Soner updating me on game 2 of the softball. And McAllister leading Augsburg 7-1 in the fifth inning. Here's Mitch Benson, the center fielder, with the runner at first base. Ground ball left side. Olheiser checks the runner back to second base, throws the first base in time. And Mitch Benson grounds out 5-3. As Kukarich still on at second base, who led off this inning with a single. And next batter for the Pipers will be Devin Rogers, the young man, this sophomore. A freshman out of Glendora, California. As Hockmuth, the senior out of Cannon Falls. And the first pitch, and fly to right field. Jonesy doesn't have a move a step, and he puts it away. And that's the third out. So after giving up the first base hit to the first batter, sets down the next 3 in order. And for the Hamline Pipers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a runner on base. As we played 2, it is Augsburg 2, and the Auggies 2 and the Hamline Pipers nothing. This is Augie Game Day on Augie Game Central.
Take a trip down memory lane at Memory Lanes in the Flashback Cafe on 26th Avenue in South Minneapolis. 30 bowling lanes, live entertainment, great food, and 2 game rooms make for a great time. Visit www.memorylanesmpls.com for more information. And 360 Wow Inc., they're another proud sponsor of Augie Athletics. They're the parent company to several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities, like 1-800-GOT-JUNK, You Move Me, and the Shack Shine. If you're looking for a great job on a great team with great pay that's near campus, learn more or apply online by visiting 360wowinc.com.
All right, the Auggies coming to bat here in the top of the third inning. Good news from Eudore Nelson Field. The Auggies, the lacrosse team, defeating Loras College by a score of 19-6. They'll take on Wartburg at Eudore Nelson Field tomorrow morning. That begins at around 11 o'clock. Throw goes down. Auggies coming to bat. They'll be Josh Marlowe, Jack Duffy, and Zach Botko, to face Noah Schoenfeld here in the top of the third inning. Josh, with a base hit back in the first inning, he would come around to score. And the Auggies scored a couple of runs on 3 base hits. And the first pitch to Marlowe, taken for strike, and it's 0-1. Josh had a good first game for the Auggies. Marlowe scored a couple runs, stole the base, had an RBI, ground ball right side, fielded by the second baseman Leo Zur, and he throws out Marlowe on the 0-1 pitch, 4-3 in the putout.
And Leo Zur got a little bit lucky on that one, got that last good hop. He played that ball off to his side. That's not a good career strategy long term, but he got away with it on that one.
And the batter will be Jack Duffy. Jack with a single back in the first inning. Didn't play the first game as Walker Rogers was our DH. Takes the first pitch upstairs for ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Auggies with 17 hits in game 1. That should improve their .309 team batting average. And we picked up a couple of doubles. Now have 30 on the season. He drives one to center field and deep. Benson going back into the gap, shedding his eyes. He makes the running catch. Mitch Benson. Jack Duffy on almost a half swing. He still manages to get it out there about 350 feet. And that is 2 down for the Auggies here in the top of the third inning. And here's Zach Bacco.
Can see the difference in those guys that don't go up there swinging for singles, can't you? I mean, big, strong, powerful guy, gets lots of backspin on the ball. But that wasn't a bad play by Mitch Benson. He was fighting the sun and geography. He had a long way to go for that one.
First pitch to Zach outside for ball. Our junior left fielder who bats from the left side. Zach is out of Northfield, Minnesota. And it's 1-0 on back up. Schoenfeld, who played in the first game in the field, breaking pitch, taking low for a ball. Schoenfeld played second base in game 1. 2-0 the count on Zach. And CHS field, 330 down the left field line, 320 to right. Then the high wall, but Mr. Septrum manages to clear on the grand slam. Now 2-1 on back up with Walker Rogers on deck. And the pitch, a little bit low, ball 3. And straightaway center field, 402 to deep left center field, 400 to straightaway center field. The big batter's eye must go about 30 feet high. And the flags atop that. Video board in left center field. And there's the pitch taken wide for ball. And Baco walks on 5 pitches. Auggies have a 2-on base runner here in the top of the third inning. Scoreboard in right center field, a field level scoreboard. CHS, now in his 3rd year of existence. Home of your St. Paul Saints will begin play on May 15th. They began practice on, what did Sean tell me? I believe on May 5th. And the runner goes, pitches high, throw down, slide, tag, and safe. The Auggies picking up another stolen base. And I think we had, 1, 2, maybe 3 stolen bases in the first game. A stolen base there for Zach. He's on second base in the count. Walker Rogers is now 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch down and away. And it's ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Walker, mentioned with 3 hits in game 1, he grounded to third base his first plate appearance. Walker out of Simley High School, the Spartans. And here's a line drive, base hit number 4. And rounding third, Baco giving him the green light. Coming home, here comes the throw, the slide, the tag, and he is out of the plate. Mitch Benson with a perfect strike. And Dominic D'Andrea blocking the plate. And a fadeaway slide by Zach Baco. And he was thrown out of the plate for the third out. So Rogers with the base hit, but nothing to show for it. As 8-3 or 8-2 on the putout. Good throw. And for the Auggies, no runs on the 1 base hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. 2.5. It is Augsburg 2, Hamline nothing. Game 2 of our doubleheader as we got you on video stream here in Augie Game Central.
The Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel impresses with state-of-the-art guest rooms, private meeting spaces, and mouth-watering fare at the bistro. Conveniently located and featuring a complimentary shuttle to bring you right to all the Augie sports action. Visit them at courtyard.com/MSPDC at the Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel. It's a new stay. Pretty easy one there for D'Andrea, which a really quality inning for Mitch Benson in center field. Made a nice running catch and then a strong throw to cut down the run for Augsburg. That was a good inning for the Piper center fielder.
And for the Hamline Pipers, facing Lincoln Hockmuth, who is giving up just the 1 base hit through 2 innings. It'll be Leo Zer, the second baseman, the Dominic D'Andrea. And then back to the top of the order and Jacob Peach. Hamline now 7-10 of the season, 1-0 in conference. Again, a walk-off grand slam for Joey Septrum in the bottom of the 7th inning against Dayton Danielson. As Hockmuth delivers fastball in the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Leo Zer out of Marshall, Minnesota, the Marshall Tigers. A 1 pitch, taken low for ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Leo is seeing his first action of the day. Again, did not play in game number 1. Hockmuth delivers, fouled off of the plate. That's 1-2. Leo on the season appearing in his 13th game. He has a .233 batting average, 7 for 30. He scored a couple runs. The Pipers aiding their cause for team batting average. Came in batting .267. Here's one fly ball left center field, shading his eyes and cutting in front of him He had Jordan DeCrook cutting in front of Zach Baco to make the catch.
Good thing. I don't think Baco had a very good look at that ball.
No, he was shading his eye, trying to fight the sun and find the ball.
Little stutter steps, too. That's normally the dead giveaway, that he's having a tough time seeing it.
And Dominic D'Andrea, the catcher, takes the first pitch upstairs for ball. Dominic out of Cretin-Durham Hall. Playing for Paul Olinger. He's a senior. Pitch taken low for ball 2-0. Paul, by the way, one of our sponsors on our broadcast, TJ Broadcast Services, your home for Cretin-Durham Hall football. 2-0 pitch, ground ball left side. Olheiser can't get to it. Inside the chalk, down to the corner. As after the ball is Baco up with it. Zach's throw is not going to get it. And a double for Dominic. And the Pipers have their second base hit of the ball game. And a double. And unofficially, I believe, their 31st double of the season. See if they had any in game number 1. Yes, they had one off the bat of Colin Olstead. And Benson, they had another one. So 3 doubles in the series so far for Hamline. 33 on the season. And Jacob Peach, first baseman, lead-off batter. Hockmuth's fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Lincoln struck out, swinging back in the first inning. Along from Lincoln, changeup, ground ball, swinging bunt, back to the mound. Hockmuth field throws, gets him. And Jacob Peach, a 1-3 put out. D'Andrea had to stay put at second base.
Nice play by Hockmuth. He really took his time, set his feet, made a quality throw, made life easy on Marlowe. Sometimes you'll see pitchers who come off the mound, they rush everything, and they throw, either they airmail it over their heads or they skip it in there on a short hop. That was a nice play by Hockmuth. Pitchers have fielded their position much better here in Game 2.
As Hockmuth double take at second base and delivers off-speed breaking pitch, misses inside to Cullen Olstead, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Cullen flied out to Jonesy in the right field back in the first inning. The Pipers with 17 hits, aiding their team batting average, now 33 doubles, 3 triples, and, of course, now 8 home runs. And the pitch from Hockmuth, ground ball, 2-hopper, fielded by Walker Rogers. He throws over to first base, and Lincoln Hockmuth has a relatively quick third inning. 6-3 on the putout, and for the Hamline Pipers, no runs on the 1 base hit, no errors, and they leave a runner on base. And we played 3 complete. It is Augsburg 2, and the Hamline Pipers nothing. And Matt Nelson will take you through the first 3 innings. The daughter of Addie is going to be 1 here in about 2 weeks, and the lovely Elizabeth is carrying number 2, huh?
Well, we're keeping that on the hush-hush,
okay.
But
okay.
That's the rumor, at least, that's going around.
Okay.
So I'm going to plead the 5th on that one. But
that's not
the rumor.
Joke.
But that's the rumor, at least. That's the rumor, at least. Take a trip down memory lanes at the Flashback Cafe on 26th Avenue in South Minneapolis. 30 bowling lanes, live entertainment, great food, and 2 game rooms make for a great time. Visit www.memorylanesmpls.com for more information.
If you're on the road, you can still find out the latest news from Augsburg Athletics by going to our mobile site. On your web browser, on your cell phone, log on to athletics.augsburg.edu/mobile for news, coaches, and information from Auggie Sports. If you're on the go, stay informed by going to athletics.augsburg.edu/mobile. So the Pipers taking 2 wins today, one against the Auggies and the other one against Carleton. Their softball team won 1-0. And Dave Wright, good friend of mine for some 30 years, SID here at Hamline. He is conducting the Hamline Invitational Track and Field Championships at Kloss Track and Field Invitational at Kloss Field today.
What did you think? You were talking earlier about it. You did women's basketball for a long time. What did you think of UConn losing last night?
Big shock.
Wasn't that?
Big shock. I thought they were going to cruise through that one.
Olheiser, Bodine, and DeCrook due up for the Auggies as we go to the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 lead for Augsburg. Schoenfeld back to work, misses outside, and it's 1-0. I know we're supposed to pretend that no such thing exists, but I saw a funny tweet on Twitter of an individual who happened to be in that big city in the desert where they wager on games, and he had bet some absurd amount on UConn to win like $300. We're talking, like $100,000 or something like that, and he burned it. 3-0 now the count to Olheiser.
So Mississippi State and South Carolina in the women's final.
And the 3-0. That's over for strike one. Now, that's more than really a women's basketball story. That was just a huge sports upset that nobody thought was going to happen. 5 hits so far for the Auggies. The 3-1's taken outside, and Olheiser has himself a leadoff walk. Olheiser was 0 for 1. He draws the leadoff walk. That walk, the second for Schoenfeld. And the batter will be Bodine.
Mentioned South Carolina and Gonzaga. Game 1 tonight. Game 2, it'll be Oregon taking on North Carolina. The Gamecocks, their ladies team is in the national championship game.
Good year for basketball down there.
And the men are in the semifinals,
in Columbia. Throw over to first, not the best move that Schoenfeld's probably ever had. Not really showing much as Olheiser's back in safely. Final Four is pretty great, though, to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be well into Game 1 by the time we get home. DeCrook.
Isn't this the weekend also the Final Four for hockey? Men's hockey, or is that next week in Chicago? I know UMD's in there, Denver's in there.
I thought it was this weekend. Maybe next.
I think there's a 2-week break between the semis and finals. Yeah. Good luck to the Bulldogs. Keep that trophy in Minnesota. If it's not our Gophers, it'll blew that 2-0 lead against Notre Dame.
That was a heartbreaker.
Oh, man. Talk about heartbreakers. My last Augie broadcast. 3-2.
In hockey?
Yeah, 3-2 loss to St. Norbert's. Oh, that was so disappointing.
Pitch swung on, fly ball out towards shallow right field. Olstad coming in, and he'll make the catch just to the left of his cap. And he puts it away for the first down. Olheiser retreats to first, and DeCrook will be the batter with 1 out. Now, 3-2 the final, and how did that game break out? I know the Gophers blew that 2-0 lead. Did Augsburg have the same 2-0 lead?
Yeah, they led 1-0, 1-1. They led 2-1. That was 2-2. And then in overtime, St. Norbert's, we outshot the St. Norbert's by about a 10-shot margin. I think it was 31-21. Probably played our best game of the year and lost. How disappointing it was.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Bunt. And the pitcher, Schoenfeld, pops off of the mound, fields cleanly, and throws out DeCrook for the second out. So score that one 1-3. It's the second out. Olheiser advances, and Bisher will be the batter. Yeah, that sounds like a heartbreaker. And that game was here in Minneapolis? Yeah. It was?
No, it was in Green Bay.
It was in Green Bay. Okay.
So both the Augie hockey teams both lost in overtime. Augsburg women lost to St. Thomas in overtime.
Now runner in scoring position, and Bisher bats. Bisher 0 for 1. He also laid down a sacrifice back in the second. Schoenfeld has navigated 3 2/3 innings, surrendering 5 hits, a couple of walks, and the 2 first inning runs for Augsburg. And he's all kinds of concerned with Olheiser. Both bullpens quiet right now. And first pitch to Bisher, taken for strike 1 as he checked his swing.
Yeah, the Augies used Jamie Kay, Jordan Brand, and Danielson in game 1.
And Danielson kind of took us on the highs and lows. It looked for a moment like he was going to walk in a run. Then he battled back, got the strikeout. Then we were feeling very good. And then, of course, the walk-off grand slam by Setram. That was back in game 1. 0-2 the count after a swing and a miss by Bisher. He bats here with the runner Olheiser on second and 2 down. Augsburg leading Hamline 2-0. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball just misses outside.
Got a final from Don and McAllister in Augsburg split. And the Scots defeating the Auggies 9-1 in 6 innings in game number 2. Auggies winning the first game 1-0. So the Auggies are 13-7, 1-1 in conference.
And the 1-2 swung on, and that's going to be down for a base hit into right field, and it's going to run the gap. Rounding third is Olheiser. Up with it is the center fielder, Benson. He chases it down. His throw into the cutoff man, and it's a stand-up RBI double for the Augie leadoff man, Bisher, and a 3-0 lead for Augsburg.
And another double for the Auggies here in this doubleheader. As we had, let's see, 3. Hebig had 2 in the first game. And Bisher also had 1. They're going to be a conference on the mound. So 3 doubles in the first game and 2 doubles here in the second game. So 5 doubles for the Auggies here in the doubleheader.
So Hebig, the scheduled batter, but we got a conference on the mound, and it looks like the Pipers are going to make a pitching change, and they have called to the bullpen for a southpaw.
Augie Game Day, Augie Game Central, UNH Sharing Company, Matt Nelson in the house, and Tom Ritchie on camera. And a reminder, our broadcast courtesy of the Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel. They impressed with state-of-the-art guest rooms, private meeting spaces, mouth-watering fare at the bistro, conveniently located, featuring a complimentary shuttle bringing you right to all the Augie sports action. Visit them at courtyard.com/MSPDC. At the Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel, it's a news day. And it's owned and operated by an Augsburg alumni, 360 Wow Incorporated is the parent company of several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities, 1-800-GOD-JUNK. You move me and Shack Shine. If you're looking for a great job and a great team with great pay that is near campus, learn more or apply online at 360wowincorporated.com.
New pitcher got the win in game 1. It's Sam Petrick. Back in out of that Piper bullpen. Only pitched briefly. What did he throw? 1 inning in the first game?
But it was the top of the 7th.
Yeah, so he's back for more here in game 2 with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Matt Nelson alongside of Tom Witchen at CHS Field in Lower Town. I had a chance. I parked a couple of blocks from here. I was taking in some of the dining options for post game. I'd have to take it to go, though, of course.
Yeah.
Run it back home.
There's so many options now down here in Lower Town with CHS Field.
It's really been a boom for this neighborhood,
this side of town. Sam Petrick now 3-0. The senior out of Lakefield North, as mentioned, got the win in game number 1. The new pitcher will face Red Hebig with Jonesy out there at second base. By the way, that RBI for Jonesy, let's see. And Jonesy's 13th RBI of the season, the double, as Olheiser came in to score.
Petrick's got a good fastball, but he missed inside to Hebig, 1-0. Hebig 1 for 2 in this game, too. He singled and scored in the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the second. The 1-0 pitch to the Augie catcher on the way. This time off speed in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Hebig. Schoenfeld, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs so far. He's also responsible for Bisher out there on second base, a couple walks and no strikeouts inside as Petrick has seen the count go 3-0. Game 1, 34 hits, 11-9 final score. Hamline over Augsburg, a walk-off grand slam from Joe Setram. The 3-0, strike 1. Taken by Hebig. Josh Marlowe on deck, first base open. And 2 outs for the Auggies here in the top of the 4th inning. Now the 3-1. That's spoiled back, and it fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Big Ten baseball, Gophers won their 16th game of the year and 4-0 in the Big Ten, defeating Michigan State 3-2. Second game, they're in the 8th inning. The Spartans of the Gophers are tied 3-3.
Ooh, good one. 3-2 outside, and Hebig draws a walk. Auggies have a couple men on, and Josh Marlowe will be the batter.
Schoenfeld gave up one walk, and now Petra giving up a walk.
So Marlowe steps in. He's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single. And he scored. And there's strike one, off speed, found the outside corner.
The line on Schoenfeld, he went 3 innings. Giving up 6 hits, or correction, 5 hits. 2 runs, both earned. A walk, no strikeouts.
Another one outside. This one, though, missed the corner. It's 1-1. And he did exit the game. They did not pull Zur, the second baseman, and put him back out there. Now the 1-1 pitch to Marlowe. Swung on and missed. Fastball whistled right past the swinging bat of the imposing first baseman. And now the 1-2, swung on and missed. Petrick battles back and strikes out Marlowe for the third out. The Auggies, though, do score 1 in the top of the fourth. They score 1 run on the 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. And a new score in St. Paul. Augsburg 3, Hamline 0, and you're listening to Augsburg Baseball.
You can listen and watch more than 130 live Augsburg sporting events online by going to our website at athletics.augsburg.edu. They have live webcast to 11 different sports in the school year. Our Game Central portal features live webcast along with live statistics of home events. You'll also be able to watch and listen to archived events out of van. Go online to athletics.augsburg.edu and click on the live stats and webcast link, or click the Augie Live link on game days. We talked about it in Game 1, the departure of our partner in crime, Mike Gallagher. 4 years with TJ Broadcast Services and 8 years considering schooling with Mike Gallagher. That's 4 years as a student and 4 years as a public address announcer and broadcaster and the host of the MIAC Weekly. Just wondering, been doing Auggies softball now for a few years. Who's going to be the new play-by-play voice of Auggies softball? And, of course, doing the PA work for baseball. We visited over lunch here the other day, and he mentioned he'll only be able to do the doubleheader on that Sunday against St. Mary's at the end of April. So we'll have to wait and see who the new play-by-play voice and PA announcer will be for Augie baseball and softball.
I'm kind of, speaking of wondering things, I'm still kind of wondering who picked up the tab at that lunch.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did, really?
Yeah. With the extravagant salary I paid him, of course he did.
Now I do wish that I would have gotten an invite to that. Hockmuth back to work in the bottom of the fourth inning. He'll face Centrum. He'll face Centrum here. Centrum 0 for 1 as Centrum took exception to ball 1. I think he thought it had hit him, but no such luck. Kukarich and Tormey will follow as strike 1 taken to Centrum, the 1-1. Rounded foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Gopher softball team ranked 6th in the nation. Had their home opener today. Not so good. Illinois with a 4-3 win. They came back with 3 runs and a walk-off at the bottom of the 7th inning. Now just 29 and 3 on the season.
And the 2-2, strike 3 called. Little bender from Hockmuth. And he rings up Centrum for the first out here in the 4th inning. The first strikeout for Hockmuth. Check that. His second. Second strikeout for Hockmuth. And Nick Kukarich will be the batter. And Kukarich watches the first offering from Hockmuth miss outside. Kukarich 1 for 1. He singled leading off the second. Third baseman bats with that open stance and takes a pitch outside. It's 2-0. Hockmuth not necessarily pounding the zone. He's gone deep into some counts, and that time he skipped one in, and it's 3-0.
I do stand corrected. The Gophers are in Illinois. I believe they're home over next week, yeah.
And that's how they walked it off.
Yeah, walked it off in the bottom of the seventh. Gophers are up 3-1.
3-0, and there's strike one. A little four-seamer right down Broadway. That's a big win for Illinois. Big upset. 3-1 is hammered into left field. This ball is well struck, and it is gone all the way up onto the berm. Ball was hammered 330 to left field, and that cleared it by a good wide margin. It's a no-doubter. Nick Kukarich connects on a solo home run and trims the Augie lead to just 2.
Yeah, Kukarich picking up his first home run of the season and his 6th RBI, but that cleared the bullpen and up on the berm where some of the fans are enjoying the Saturday afternoon watching the ball game. But it is now a 3-1 ball game, their second home run of the series, and he is 2 for 2.
Kukarich solo home run. Giving me some deja vu of another big early lead and then just kind of chipping away. A two-hopper fielded by the third baseman, Olheiser. He'll flip to Marlowe for the second out. Tormey is retired on one pitch, and Mitch Benson will be the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. There is some power, though, in this Hamline batting order.
And they only have 9 home runs, but extra base hits. They've got 33 doubles.
Yeah.
Their third hit of this ball game, 17 in the first game.
So Benson bats. He squares around and fouls one back at strike one. Benson 0 for 1. He ground out to Olheiser, the third baseman, back in the second. Off-speed pitch taken for strike 2. Hockmuth ahead 0-2.
He's yet to go to a 3-ball count in this ball game.
All right, don't put the jinx on him. Strike 3.
Oh, beautiful pitch.
As Hockmuth battles back from the solo home run and gets a couple of quick outs, strikes out Benson. Third strikeout for Hockmuth. But a new score from St. Paul. Augsburg 3, Hamline 1, as the Pipers get the 1 run on the 1 hit, the solo home run. No errors and nobody left on.
And the Corner Bar, proud sponsor of Augsburg Athletics, located in the historic Seven Corners area of Minneapolis, not too far from the USB. Corner Bar, perfect place for great food, outstanding pizza, and the almost world-famous Joey Wings. Tons of screens, so you won't miss a second of the action with the Corner Bar. For more information on the Corner Bar, and with Mike Gallagher leaving for East Tennessee State, they probably will retire the table in the corner.
Customer.
Yeah, they'll retire that table in the Corner Bar, in honor of Mr. Gallagher.
You got to imagine that his favorite establishments around town are going to feel this on the bottom line, for sure.
But he's not leaving until June 1st. Mr. Gallagher heading to East Tennessee State to pursue a master's. He'll be the pregame, halftime, and postgame guest, and I should say guest, but the host for East Tennessee State, the Buccaneers, and also the voice of the rookie team in Class A for the Minnesota Twins. So he'll have a busy full year down there near Johnson City, Tennessee. About 3 hours, what did you say, about 3 hours east of Nashville?
I think he is going to like country music. Duffy leads off.
He's got him.
In the top of the 5th inning. You'll be ostracized from all your friends, your new friends down there, if you tell me you don't. Duffy takes ball 1 from Petrick. Duffy, Bacco, and Rogers due up for the Auggies. Pitch swung on and fouled back.
He said he's already intrigued by the southern accents down there. He says it's going to take a while to get used to that. Well, I said you'll have some southern bill come over you with that accent and you'll just melt.
Well, they might be a little intrigued by him too, is my guess. Intriguing is one way to describe it. 2-1 to Duffy. And the 2-1 swung on and missed, evens the count of 2-2. Speaking of country music, now you've got a long history with country music, but
Yes.
are you a snob to the new stuff, or do you like some of the new stuff? Do you hate some of the new stuff?
I hate most of the new stuff.
Do
It
you?
sounds like bad 1970s rock and roll.
See, but you really ought to give it at least a try, because it's so stereotypical of the old country music fan to not like the new stuff. There's some good new stuff.
There's some. I like some of Blake Shelton's music.
Some of Blake Shelton.
Some,
A 3-2 check swing, and they say he didn't go. So a walk, leadoff walk, puts Duffy on first, and Baca will be the batter.
and Brad Paisley, I like some of his stuff,
But a lot of it you don't like.
a lot of it I hate.
You just go right on past it.
Yeah, like I said, it sounds like bad 1970s rock and roll. It just,
Baca bats.
bring me my Johnny Cash and Conway Twitty, and we'll be just fine.
Hard to find that on the dial these days, though.
Bob 106.
Baco takes ball one.
Our good buddy Jim Erickson, just call in. He's got the all-request lunch hour. Just call in for some of those great hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
I can't do it. Good day so far at the plate. A strike one taken for Baco here in game two. He's walked twice as he bats here with the runner on first and nobody out. And 1-1 left outside. A little tighter strike zone than we had in game one. It's 2-1, especially on that outside corner. Well, I saw that Luke Bryan show at TCF. That was pretty good. That's new, but that's probably the stuff that you hate.
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's hosting the ACMs tomorrow.
Yeah, see? You can't resist. You'll be watching.
Oh, I'll watch because Kerry Underwood is there. So.
3-1.
And Revo will be there.
See, that makes the cut then.
Yes, Kerry Underwood and Revo
make the cut.
And
Okay.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Swing and a miss. Fills the count. 3-2. See, that's more of the new stuff than you give yourself credit for.
And Dirk Bentley, who's co-host with Luke Bryan.
He's pretty good.
It'll be a good show for the most part, except for Florida, Georgia's Southern Line, whatever that's called.
Swing and a miss. And a foul tip. And hung on to by the catcher, Dandria. No, he lost it, so count stays alive. Umpire was signaling like he still had it, but it did wiggle out of his glove. Count stays full at 3-2. Now they're coming to Target Field this summer. So I take it you
Who's
don't
that?
have Florida-Georgia line.
Yeah.
So you don't have tickets to that. They're kind of
No.
the tag team wrestlers of country music. As ball four is taken by Baco. He's walked 3 times. Couple of walks issued here by Petrick in the 5th inning. And the Auggies have a runner in scoring position and runners on first and second for Walker Rogers.
No, I won't be standing in line for tickets to that show.
I think they already went on sale. You
Yeah,
already
probably.
missed them.
I get a text from Don. Evidently, we're spending too much time talking country music. He says, is this baseball or hee-haw?
Is it baseball or hee-haw? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Meeting on the mound here with the Auggies leading 3-1. Still no call to the bullpen. There is a few Pipers loosening up down there. Well, it brings it full circle. Somebody like Don with his selective hearing might not have heard that the conversation started with a Mike Gallagher update and kind of migrated its way towards country music.
Uh-huh.
We didn't just get there organically. It kind of came from the whole moving to Johnson City, Tennessee angle. Walker Rogers bats. Rogers, the designated hitter in game one. Shortstop here in game two. He's 1 for 2, and he watches a breaking ball go in the back door for strike one from Petrick. Auggie 6 hits so far in this one as they bat in the top of the 5th inning. As Petrick steps off and looks the runner back.
So again, on the August scoreboard, we're 1-2 so far today. Softball split, baseball losing. Or actually 2-2, excuse me. The lacrosse team won. 19-6.
0-1. Again, breaking ball comes in the back door and is called a strike. It's 0-2 to Rogers. And the shadow starting to come into play here at CHS. Earlier in the day, totally sun-splashed field. Now we do have a shadow setting in from the first baseline in, so the pitcher's throwing it out of the sun and into shadow. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Rogers goes down swinging, and I don't think he was too pleased with it. 1 out. Still runners on first and second, and Eric Olheiser will be the batter. Auggies have some guys who will show you a little emotion. Jamie Kay in the first game there, Rogers. These guys are pumped up, and game 1 was a heartbreaker. You know these guys want to not even keep this thing close. Olheiser takes ball 1. Olheiser 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first inning and walked and scored the run that Augsburg pushed across in the fourth inning. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Yeah, I think that was a big aspect of going into game 2, just how they were going to react to a loss like that.
So
two
far.
Right away, right away in the first inning.
Right out of the gate. Last thing you want to do when you lose a game like that is fall behind. It can just kind of give you that here we go again kind of feeling. Fly ball out towards left field. The bright shades on for Setrum. And he has no problem with the sun. Makes the catch for the second out. And now 2 down as Petrick has battled back nicely. First 2 men that came to the plate this inning walked, and now Clayton Bodine will be the batter with the Auggies still with runners on first and second.
Gophers at Michigan State, 3-3 now in the top of the 9th inning at Spartan Stadium in there in East Lansing. Beautiful new ballpark, a refurbished ballpark from a few years ago.
Pitch to Bodine, that off-speed stuff. Petrick is really relying on his breaking pitch right now. First pitch almost exclusively is the breaking ball. Now the 0-1 check swing. And no appeal. It's 1-1. Pitch taken high. Ball and a strike with the Augie second baseman at the plate. Petrick comes set and deals the 1-1 fly ball center field. Taking a few steps back, fighting the sun is Benson, and he makes the catch for the third out. So the Augies threaten but do not score. No runs on no hits, no errors, and the Augies leave a couple on. They've left 4 on in the last 2 innings. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Augsburg 3, Hamline 1. You're listening to Augsburg Baseball.
And better pace to this ball game than we saw in game 1. They went about 2 hours and 40 minutes. It'll be the Hamline Pipers coming to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. For audio and video streaming here at Augie Game Central. Reminder, our next broadcast, weather permitting, will be on Wednesday afternoon. I know they're talking rain. The Auggies and the St. Thomas, 2:30 game and 2:20 broadcast time here on Augie Game Central. And we're looking at possibly broadcasting the doubleheader from McAllister on Friday. And just keep apprised of that by just going to the Augie website. And we'll let you know. Speaking of St. Thomas, the Augie women will be at St. Thomas for softball tomorrow. St. Thomas came through the preseason winning 13 of 16 games. The throw goes down. Again, the Pipers coming to bat against Lincoln Hockmuth. And Lincoln has faced only, 3 over the middle. He's given up the home run and 3 hits. Came back strong after that home run, got Tormey and Benson to finish out the 4th. The 5th inning, bottom third of the order.
Kukarich has done the bulk of the damage in this game, too. He's got 2 of Hamlin's 3 hits as this one's bunted foul by the speedy shortstop Devin Rogers. Kukarich, the home run in the 4th, the lone run in the ball game for Hamline as they trail the Auggies 3-1. He also singled in the 2nd. Dandria, the catcher, had a double in the 3rd. That's been it against Hockmuth. He goes to his slider and finds the inside corner. Then he's ahead 0-2. Zur and Dandria due up for the Pipers. And the pitch to Rogers. Tapped foul, and he stays alive. Just barely got a piece of that ball. Keep your eyes on those outfielders. There's plenty of sun, and you saw the outfielders for the Pipers really battling it they're more accustomed to it practicing here. Do they practice here, Witchy? I was going to ask you, CHS Field.
Yeah.
They do practice here, okay. 1-2 strikes now after that one skipped into the dirt by Hockmuth. And the 1-2. Ground ball back to the mound. Hockmuth does a nice job reaching out with his glove hand. He'll underhand it to Marlowe for the first out. Rogers grounds out, and Leo Zur will be the batter. He's 0 for 1.
We mentioned the Saints start practice here in about 5 weeks, but I'm guessing between now and then we'll see a few high school games being played here at CHS Field.
And some state tournament stuff too, right?
Yeah. In fact, the semifinals and finals of Class 3A will be here.
Leo Zur, the batter. First pitch to Zur, that's taken high for ball 1.
Yeah, the Siebert Field and a CHS will be sites for the quarters and semifinals.
Line drive and a fair ball down the left field line out of the reach of Olheiser. It's going to be extra bases as Zur rounds first, slides in safely to second, and it's a double for Zur. And a one-out man in scoring position now for the Pipers as Dominic D'Andrea will be the batter, and the Pipers again will bring the tying run to the plate.
Now, Class 3A, here in the Twin Cities, Siebert Field, and CHS Class 2A, of course, up in St. Cloud, Class 1A, down in Jordan and Chaska.
So D'Andrea, the batter. Fourth hit of the ball game against Hockmuth. D'Andrea steps in with one out. And the runner on second, pitch from Hockmuth. Fastball, four-seamer. Straight as an arrow, but misses outside. If you're joining us late, we welcome you into CHS Field, home of the St. Paul Saints and the Hamline University Pipers. The Auggies drop game 1 11-9 in heartbreaking fashion, but lead 3-1 here in game 2 in the bottom of this fifth inning. Strike one taken, Hockmuth to D'Andrea. D'Andrea doing the catching for both games today. Long day. Just as Rhett Hebig is. Breaking ball. Ooh. Taken for a ball. It's 2-1. Hockmuth gave that one the old shoulder shrug. He thought he had strike two over the plate. Now he's got a battle from behind. 2-1 the count. One out runner on second. And the 2-1 from Hockmuth. Ground ball to the shortstop. Rogers goes to his left. Fields cleanly and throws the Piper catcher out with a couple of steps to spare it. It's the second out in the process. Zur advances to third, and we go to the top of the batting order, and Jacob Peach will bat with 2 outs and a runner on third. Jacob Peach struck out in the first and ground out to the pitcher Hockmuth in the third. He's 0 for 2. Hockmuth trying to preserve this 2-run lead. Pitch tapped foul by Peach. He's really has that uppercut swing. He's a big guy up there, and I think he tried to tie the ball game with that swing. Kind of spun himself out. Now the 0-1 to Peach, well outside. A ball and a strike. Colin Olstad on deck. Hockmuth so far has surrendered 4 hits. Has 3 strikeouts to go with it. And breaking ball, that's outside. 2-1. The lefty Hockmuth is 2-1. There's the inside corner. And he evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Auggies wearing the road maroon tops, trimmed in gray numerals, gray pants, gray cap with the maroon.
Burgundy.
No, Don Stoner called me out on that once. He said it is maroon. It's considered maroon. Ground ball up with it, the third baseman, Olheiser, and he throws out Peach for the third out. Nice 5 innings for Hockmuth. He has pitched 5 innings of 1-run baseball, and through 5, it's Augsburg 3, Hamline 1.
Hamline Pipers, of course, this is home for Hamline Piper Baseball, the CHS. And looking forward to where the hockey is going to be. In my years of covering Augsburg hockey, I've done games, the Auggies and the Hamline Pipers at the Coliseum,
That's where they should be.
Drake Arena, Vadis, Oscar Johnson, and I don't know if the new arena downtown or the practice facility downtown for the Minnesota Wild and the Hamline Pipers will be available or be ready to go next fall and winter, but kind of looking forward to maybe doing a game or two up on the roof.
But, I still haven't gotten over that there's no hockey in the State Fair Coliseum. I hate that.
Oh, I know. I
hate
missed that place so bad.
It was great.
I did the Section 4 AA final between Stillwater and Hill Murray. Sales were cut off at 3,500. They could have sold 9,000 tickets for that game if it would have been at the Coliseum.
I know.
Just miss that place so much. I mean, Aldrich is great. I've been doing the games there for 25 years, but
there was nothing like a packed State Fair Coliseum for hockey.
know.
That was the best.
Yep.
I've been some of the best hockey games I've ever been to in my life were in that building. And
Yep.
it just, you have a building for 40 years, you might have to put some money into it occasionally to keep it up,
it's not like the state fair is losing money for crying out loud. I noticed they're going to jack up prices by $1 next year,
But it just makes you wonder if they wanted hockey in there in the first place going forward, But there was, like you said, great memories in that building for hockey. New pitcher for the Pipers as we go to the top of the 6th inning, Nate Rubelke, the new man on the hill, just as his predecessor, Sam Petrick. He throws from the left side, and the Auggies will lead off at the bottom of the order. DeCrook, Bisher, and Hebig, the scheduled batters. As the Auggies nurse this 2-run lead, hope to build on it. Strike one taken from Rubelke to DeCrook.
Nate Rubelke, younger brother of Joey, out of North St. Paul. In fact, 3 Rubelkes have gone
They
to
were
him.
football players. And
Joey was a football, hockey, and baseball player. And there's one sister who was an outstanding athlete.
Here's a pitch hit well out towards left field. Now trotting back for it is Centrum. Left fielder has it and puts it away for the first out, you were saying?
Yeah, the Hamline Pipers enjoying the contributions of Joey and Nate. And I'm trying to remember what the sister's name is.
He was a basketball player.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
But Nate Rubelke out of North St. Paul. That's a sophomore.
Bisher steps in with 1 out and nobody on as Rubelke goes off speed and misses outside. Bisher so far an RBI double, a sacrifice bunt, and a fly out.
I remember broadcasting both football and basketball games when Joey played for North St. Paul.
And the 1-0, there's strike one. 1-1 now to the Augie right fielder. Lefty on lefty matchup. Bisher ready for the 1-1. Ground ball right side. Fielded on a roll by the second baseman, Zur. And he throws out Bisher over the second out. Hebig will come to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. That's funny, isn't it? You take a look, and there's always these families that keep popping up when you broadcast long enough that it just seems everyone in the family is really excels at one sport or another. And you've done it, long enough where you've seen these families where you just go, there's 4 or 5 brothers or sisters, and they all pop up playing college sports somewhere. It's funny like that. Hebig takes an off-speed pitch from Rubelke. That's outside 1-0.
Well, it kind of dates me, but there are a couple of instances where I broadcast the dads and the sons.
Now, I don't have that one yet. They'd really have to be on an accelerated.
I'd have to look it up, but I know it's happened once or twice where I broadcast the games from the dads. Well, yeah.
Oakses.
The Oakses, yeah. There's the first one to come into mind.
1-1 pitch. Fly ball center field. Benson to his left towards right center field. He has it, and it's the third out. Rubelke comes in out of the bullpen and pitches a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 5.5 from CHS Field with Augsburg leading Hamline 3-1. Yeah, the Oakses, though, would be the family because you called Todd's games when he was playing.
At Spring Grove High School, yep.
Yep, and then obviously
Tyler,
all of them
TJ,
at Augsburg and the
Tanner,
U of M.
Yeah. And there's, talk about missing the Coliseum, there's missing T.O. is really bad.
One-of-a-kind guy, yeah.
We'll see TJ here later on at the end of this month. St. Mary's comes to Parade Stadium to take on the Auggies. Of course, the pitching coach for the Cardinals. Jordan Brandt pitched in the first game. Thought he'd get the start in game 2. Lincoln Hockmuth has tossed himself a full hitter as he takes a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Follow Augie Athletics on social media. Go to Augsburg Auggies on Twitter and Instagram, and Augsburg College Auggies on Facebook for all of your Augie social media. Remember to use the hashtag Augie Pride to share your love of athletics. Augie Athletics. The annual Augie Awards coming up here shortly. I'm going to tape my voiceovers on Tuesday, I believe. Don and I will get together and get that put together. Always the highlight, one of the highlights of our school year, the annual Augie Awards. And they're only, maybe 6 weeks away from walking, the graduation ceremonies. Always a fun day on campus.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Didn't have that opportunity. Only got about halfway through college before went into the working world.
Olstad steps in and takes strike 1 from Hockmuth. It's funny, when you play these double headers, sometimes the strike zone so drastically changes. It's clear now there is more room on the inside corner, and in game 1 it was an open door on the outside corner as Hockmuth skips one in and evens the count at 1-1. Well, when you went to school, it was pretty much like watching Animal House for 2 years.
That's right.
Ground ball, Olheiser, the third baseman, has it and throws out Olstead.
Yeah,
for
the
the
script
first
for
time.
Animal House pretty much centered around my college
That was
life.
your life story, yeah, up until that point. 1 down, nobody on, and Joe Setrum will be the batter. Setrum did the damage in game 1 with the walk-off grand slam. In game 2, he's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. As Hockmuth works quickly out of the windup, fastball and a ground ball. And an easy one fielded by Bodine, and he throws out Setrum for the second out. Kukarich will be the batter. He's done the bulk of the damage. He's got half of the hits, and the only run driven into the ball game for Hamline is solo home run in the 4th.
Hamline will be back here on Wednesday. They will host McAllister in a pair of games, and they host Minnesota Morris on Friday before they head out on the road.
Pitch to Kukarich is taken outside for ball 1. You know, one thing I will comment on here at CHS Field that has really caught my eye when I was coming in is that the Saints have really graciously, as strike 1 clips the inside corner, have allowed Hamline to make this their home field. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you go in and somebody shares a facility with somebody, all the doors will be locked, and it'll be really uptight and watching. You know, I've seen all kinds of dogs running around here today, and all the doors were open. I mean, this has become a home for this Hamline program, and that's pretty cool. 2-1 from Hockmuth, fouled straight back. It's 2-2.
Yeah,
does that you
exactly.
kind of get what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is really their home field as well. I was amazed with the ease of getting around.
Yeah, and tip of the hat to Deshaun Aronson, who is the broadcaster for the Saints and director of broadcast operations, and he got us into the press box this morning. And we worked with Sean. He's also the football and basketball boys for the Hamline Pipers during the off season. But thanks to Sean and the Saints. By the way, good news. Top of the 9th, Minnesota 4, Michigan State 3.
Very nice, and more good news. Hockmuth gets another strikeout, his 4th. Kukarich goes down looking in a 1-2-3 inning for Hockmuth. He's retired the last 5 batters that he's faced. We've completed 6 innings from CHS Field, and your score remains Augsburg College 3, Hamline University 1. You're listening to Augie Baseball.
Private financial services organization that helps Christians be wise with money and live generously. For more than a century, they've helped nearly 2.4 million member owners make wise money choices that reflect their values, and they provide opportunities for them to be even more generous where they live, work, and worship. Contact Augsburg alumni Alex Gonzalez for more information at 952-358-3442. 952-358-3442. And Jimmy John's, the #1 sandwich choice for Augie Athletics, located in the northwest corner of campus, provide fast delivery. How fast, you ask? Freaky fast. Go to www.jimmyjohn.com to view the menu and hours. That is Jimmy John's. And got the first notice of the summer golf tournaments.
Oh, boy.
And the Augsburg Auggies, the 8 Club, will be on June 26th out there at Oakland in Stillwater.
Now, do you make the appearance?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I make most of the golf, if not all the golf tournaments. I know you and I take in the St. Kate's
Yeah, we
tournament.
do that one. That's fun.
And that'll be out in August out there at Deer Run.
Now, I want to know, are you going to play at the Auggie one?
I wish my body would cooperate. I really would.
I just need you to putt.
There you go. Josh Marlowe will lead things off for the Auggies here in the top of the 7th inning of the 3-1 ballgame. Josh Singleton scored in the first inning. He is 1 for 3, struck out his last appearance. As Nate Robelki is on the bat for the Hamline Pipers. Third pitch used by Jim. And the count on Josh is 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch, line foul, backing on the play. And it's 2-1. Josh, another North St. Paul product. Josh is a senior. Nate is a sophomore. Pitch, breaking ball, fouled off towards the first base dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh in the first game scored a couple runs, drove at a run, stole the base, and picked up an RBI. 2-2 from Robelki, and he crossfires a ground ball down the first baseline. Fair ball down to the corner. Marlowe running first, on his way to second. Up with the ball is Olstead, and Josh has the Auggies' 6th double of the afternoon. And he leads things off for the Auggies here in the top of the 7th inning with another extra base hit. And here is Jack Duffy.
I go back to approach. You've seen the Auggies all day long hitting the ball to the other field. You won't get 17 hits in a game unless you have in a 7-inning game unless you have a great approach, and there you see it too. Not trying to do too much with it. Gets a pitch on the inside part of the plate, gets his body out of the way of it, finds that barrel to the ball and pulls it down the line. Kept it fair, and see if the Auggies can build on this lead here.
And Jack Duffy goes after the first pitch, pops it up.
I thought we might get a chance at that one. You could definitely get one here, no question.
Well, the first game we did, Augsburg and Hamline, a couple of years ago when we opened up the stadium, and Glenn Thompson was my cameraman that day. We were setting up. The windows would open. There was a high school game going on, and there was a foul ball that came straight back into the broadcast booth, missed Glenn by about 2 inches. He didn't see it coming because he was busy setting up for the broadcast. And could have been not good. Ground ball right side. Duffy has a base hit. Marlowe going to be held up, and he makes a wide turn, and Bateman sprints down the third base line to finally put the stop sign on Josh. He would have been out by 10 feet. But Jack Duffy has his second base hit of the ballgame. He is 2 for 4. And the Auggies have runners at first and third, and nobody out here in the 7th inning. And the battle will be Zach Baku.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where if you're Keith, you think you're making the right call by holding him up, but then the cutoff got booted and the ball kind of died in no man's land in between the pitching rubber and home plate. So maybe he would have scored, but you still make the right call. You've got nobody out, no reason to run. Not your fastest guy in Marlowe, for as much as we've teased him about it today and his stolen base prowess, but no reason to run yourself into an out there. You still got Mako, Rogers and Olheiser coming up here, so you still give yourself a good chance to build on your lead.
And bottom of the 9th inning in East Lansing, it's 4-3 in favor of the Gophers. They won the first game by a score of 3-2. Enter the Gophers softball team up 3-1. The Illinois scores 3 runs to the bottom of the 7th inning to win 4-3. That series is 1-1. They'll play a third game tomorrow in Champaign-Urbana. By the way, the Big Ten this year, the Big Ten tournament, last year was in Omaha, the year before at Target Field. This year it'll be at the beautiful new stadium at Indiana University.
I think where we are today would be a great host for the Big Ten tournament.
It would.
Target Field was not the right fit for that tournament.
But here would be perfect.
Would be ideal. Yep.
No, seeing 3,000 people in a 35,000-seat stadium just did not.
Well, and then, of course, the one year the Gophers weren't in the tournament, and the attendance was just awful.
Here's Zach Bonko, who's been on base 3 times, all on walks. He has been issued 3 of the 4 walks given up. Rebelka is still on, throws to first base, and back in time is Duffy.
Yeah, I would love to see the Big Ten tournament at CHS Field. That would be a really cool host.
Mentioned CHS hosting Class 3A. I think they also host maybe some Legion. 0-1 pitch, and he got jammed. As Zach fouls it back to the screen, no balls and 2 strikes.
Would eventually as well be a great place to do the MIAC's tournament. too.
Yeah, this year it'll be back up at St. John's in Cold Spring. Try to get up to St. John, take a look at the ballpark, maybe do a doubleheader there against the Johnnies.
Nice.
0-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 1-2. Got to make sure that Tom Ritchie has the afternoon off to travel up to Collegeville. He was up there, and Tom and I did the basketball game up there with St. Kate's and St. Ben's. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 3. Boy, that's a breaking ball that, as they said, came in the back door. As Bonko goes down looking, as Rebelke has the first strike of the ball game recorded by the Hamline Piper pitching staff.
It's a big call, though, for Rebelke because now you set yourself up. You've got Marlowe and Duffy out there on the base pass. Not great speed. Rogers runs pretty well, but you definitely put yourself in a spot where you can maybe get that double play now.
Walker now playing short, as mentioned. He's 1 for 3 in this game. 4 hits in the doubleheader. First and third, 1 out. Cookridge is going to play even with a bag at third. Swing and a miss. Walker tried to make this a 6-1 ball game.
That's the kind of swing and a miss that hurts.
And it's 2-1 on Walker. Action in the Hamline bullpen, a right-hander. 0-1 delivery from Rebelke. He came in with a slow breaking pitch, and it sailed on him, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Olheiser on deck. And then Bodine and hopefully DeCrook get a big inning here. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Yeah, there's still time for Rogers to save this at bat. I've talked a lot about approach today. It's kind of been the theme of the day, but so far the approach hasn't really been there in this at bat. He's kind of been flailing away at some pitches high in the zone. Now it's time to shorten it up a little bit, see if he can't put this ball in play and drive in a run. Fly ball will do it.
1-2, and down in the dirt, and his ball to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Auggies with that loss, opening up the conference last year, went 500 in the MIAC. Runner takes off from first, pitch is inside, no throw, and a stolen base in the 4th of the day. Jack Duffy has himself a stolen base on the back end of a possible double steal. So Josh Marlowe has a stolen base, and Big Jack Duffy has a stolen base. Jack Duffy, of course, he's in our athletic medicine program at Augsburg College. He's going to be going on for his postseason work after he graduates. Nice young man. Infield up now all the way around as Rogers now steps out. And up all the way around to the edge of the grass. 3-1 Auggies here in the top of the 7th inning. Shadows almost all the way to the mound now. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Another beautiful breaking ball. Rebelke snaps one off right at the knees. And back-to-back Ks, back-to-back looking strikeouts. 2 down after those 2 base hits.
I think the shadow might have gotten him on that one a little bit. I mean, he really got froze up on that. That's a tough one. You're just trying to put the ball in play there, and to go down looking, that one hurts.
Here's Olheiser, and Eric is 0 for 2. Takes another breaking pitch for a strike. And it's 2-1.
We need somebody to go out there, lean in on one of these outside breaking pitches and hit the ball hard to right field because they're watching so many of them go by. Right now it's a take pitch for them. Somebody needs to be ready for it and pounce. 0-1 fastball and driven to left field, and Dave going back forward is Joey Setrum, and he makes the catch on the warning track. Eric gave it a ride to the warning track about 300, maybe 60 feet out there. But Setrum on the warning track hauls it in. So after 2 base hits, he gets the next 3 down for Rebelke. And for the Auggies, they threaten but do not score. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. Another couple runners left on base as we've stranded now 10 runners in the ballgame. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here from CHS. It's Augsburg 3 and Hamline 1. This is Augie Game Day on Augie Game Central. Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel impresses with state-of-the-art guest rooms, private meeting spaces, and mouth-watering fare at the Bistro, conveniently located, featuring a complimentary shuttle that'll bring you right back and forth to all the Augie sports action. Visit them at courtyard.com/MSPDC at the Courtyard Minneapolis Hotel. It's a new stay. And a reminder as well to follow Augsburg Athletics on social media. Go to Augsburg Auggies on Twitter and Instagram, and Augsburg College Auggies on Facebook for all of your Auggie social media. And remember to use the hashtag Auggie Pride to share your love of Auggie athletics.
And elsewhere, again, earlier today, the Long lose to Nashville. And the Final Four in basketball is tonight down in Phoenix. First game will be Gonzaga taking on South Carolina. Second game, Oregon and North Carolina. Last night, of course, the women's semifinals. And both South Carolina and Mississippi State won their games. They'll play their championship games tomorrow. As Rick Tormey will lead things off against Lincoln Hockmuth. And there's his breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Lincoln setting down the Pipers 1-2-3. And a swing and a miss to the fastball, and a 2-2. Set down the Pipers 1-2-3 in the sixth inning. 6 inning totals. Augsburg 3 runs on 8 hits. Hamline 1 run on 4 hits. They've got the 1 air. Hockmuth 0-2 pitch. Ground ball left side. Cut off. Beautiful play. Heiser to his feet. Throws. Scoop. Got no. They pull him off the bag. Josh Marlowe. The throw was up the line. Josh, he backhanded it, but his back foot came off the bag. And Tourme is aboard. Leadoff man aboard for the Hamline Pipers. He's had a couple of errors in the first game. I don't know if they'll rule that an infield base hit. And so far, no indication, hit or an error. And the batter will be Mitch Benson, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2.
My guess would be error Olheiser on the throw.
Lincoln's pitch, ground ball on the bunt, back to the mound. Hockmuth field throws in time, and the sacrifice complete. Benson moves up Rick Tormey to the second base back.
They still haven't put it up on the board, but the ball was fielded cleanly, although a nice play. And a accurate, my interpretation is an accurate throw would have retired the batter, so that should be an error on the throw is my guess.
Devin Rogers, the batter, and he swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul down the third baseline. And it's 2-1. Representing the tying run to the plate is Devin Rogers. Devin out of Glendora, California, and one of 2 freshmen in their lineup. Or correction, just 1 in their lineup. 0-1 from Lincoln, way outside ball 2. Or ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Havig catching both ends of the doubleheader. Of course, Joey Rydell is our backup catcher. Out of Forest Lake. Played for Tal Gravel up there. Hockmuth checks second base. Modine trying to keep him close. Big gap between first and second. Ground ball, foul line of third base. And looking ahead on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leo Zur would be on deck.
He's really pitched well in this game, Witchy.
Yep.
He's worked quickly. He's kind of put on a clinic of how you should pitch when you have a lead. No walks, pounding the zone, pick up your strikeouts as they come, but he's pitched very well. He's been superb.
Lincoln 1-2 on the season. Here's a check swing, line drive down the right field line. It is hooking just foul. About 2/3 of the way down the right field line. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danielson took the loss in the first game. Tough game for Jamie Kay. Jamie had an 8-1 lead, got away. 1-2 pitch, check swing, did he go? And the home plate umpire said yes. He went around, ball got away from Hebig, Rhett tagged the batter. And Lincoln has his 5th strikeout of the ball game. That's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's Leo Zur.
It's funny. It just seems like every other batter is striking out, and Hockmuth only has 5 of them. But when you get 34 hits in a 7-inning game, there's just not a whole lot of swinging and missing. We've seen a lot more of that here in this game too.
1 big out to get, and a pitch letter high on the outside corner for a strike. Took a little off that fastball, and it's no ball. It's a 1 strike to the number 8 man. Their second baseman, he doubled back in the 5th inning, got as far as 3rd, but was stranded. 0-1, fastball, ground ball left side. Olheiser, 2 hopper, sets, throw, good throw, in time, inning over. For the Pipers, no runs. And we don't know whether it's a hit or an error. And 1 runner left on base. And at the end of 7 complete here from CHS, the Auggies with that 3-1 lead. This is Augie MIAC Baseball, Augie Game Central.
Reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Deposit checks quickly and securely with your smartphone using the Wells Fargo mobile deposit. Go to wellsfargo.com to download the app. And a reminder as well about Twin Cities Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Augie Athletics and the official sports medicine provider as well for the Auggies. TCO is an all-inclusive orthopedic sports medicine and wellness provider offering world-class services and state-of-the-art facilities. Visit them at tcomn.com.
And it's the final from East Lansing. Your Golden Gophers defending Big Ten champions, winning their 23rd Big Ten title last year. They sweep Michigan State 3-2 in the first game, 4-3 in the nightcap. And Game 3 will begin tomorrow. Toby Anderson, of course, will be on the mound. My next broadcast of Gopher Baseball will be on Tuesday, April 11th. We're heading up to Fargo, take on NDSU. By the way, the Gophers' first home game at Siebert Field will be on Tuesday when they take on NDSU. And I've got a road trip in my future. I head out to Penn State in May for a 3-game series with the Gophers. But we've got about 5 more doubleheaders for the Auggies here on Augie Game Central.
Busy guy.
It'll be Clinton Bodine, Jordan DeCrook, Jonesy Bisher here in the top of the 8th inning. Clayton is 0 for 3. In fact, Clayton 1 hit in the doubleheader. Line drive, left field, backboard is Setchum. And Joey makes the catch, 1 pitch and 1 down. Number 89 man in the order, Jordan DeCrook. Jordan doubled back in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 in this game. And he had a base hit, scored a couple runs, stole the base back at Game 1.
You got to give Rebelke a little bit of credit. In the top of the 7th, it looked like the Auggies kind of had him on the ropes, and since then he's retired 4 straight batters. Auggies are seeing him good. They're putting some good swings together, but give credit where credit's due.
Here's a chopper to the left side on the charge. Kukarich field throws, and it's in time. So on 3 pitches, Rebelke has a couple of outs back to the top of the order, Jonesy Bisher. And there's Mr. Dave Wright, in the booth next to us. And Jonesy, a double back in the 4th inning. And for Jonesy, 1, 2, 3 hits in the doubleheader. Pitch from Rebelke on the outside corner with a fastball and it's no balls and 1 strike. So I'm guessing the track and field invitational is complete on campus. So 1 pitch in the dirt. And D'Andrea, with the stop, and it's 1-1. Setchum in left, Benson in center, Olstead in right. Kukarich, Rogers, Zurin, Peach and the infield, and Dominic D'Andrea back behind the plate. Now 1-2 on the the Augie right fielder. Who am I doing today?
I think that's Augsburg down there.
1-2, and off the end of the bat, foul back into play, and it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shadows are right now, all the way right out to the rubber. So the arm is in the sunlight.
Still, yeah. You're still throwing it out of the sun.
1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and again, getting a piece of it is Jonesy, and it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's what good hitters do, though. They can just spoil pitches. You know, you get a tough pitch, you spoil it foul. It's actually something they practice, spoiling pitches, so that when you get that one that's more of a hitter-friendly pitch, you're ready to clobber it.
1-2 again, Jonesy, and he has to spin out of the way of that pitch inside. And the count is 2-2 on our senior right fielder. Number 8 seniors. And 5 of those seniors got the C on their jersey. 2-2 to Jonesy. Strike 3 called outside corner. And Nate Rebelke coming on and doing a great job. A couple of innings relief. Recording the only 2 strikeouts for the ball game for the Hamline Pipers. For the Auggies here in the 8th. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, but 2-run ball game. It is 3-1. Auggies on top trying to split. And this is Augie Baseball on Augie Game Central.
If you're on the road, you can still find out the latest news from Augsburg Athletics by going to our mobile site on your web browser or on your cell phone. Log on to athletics.augsburg.edu/mobile for news, schedules, and information from Augie Sports. If you're on the go, stay informed by going to athletics.augsburg.edu/mobile. Owned and operated by an Augsburg alum, 360 Wow Inc. is the parent company to several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities like 1-800-GOT-JUNK, You Move Me, and Shack Shine. If you're looking for a great job on a great team with great pay that's near campus, you can learn more or apply online by visiting 360wowinc.com.
For Lincoln Hockworth, obviously his longest stint of the season. He's working the 8th inning. He's given up 4 hits, has not walked a batter. He struck out 5. And unlike the first game, nobody's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you're always thinking of, your short-term memory. You remember what happened. Your bullpen did not execute in game 1. So long as Hockmuth says he's good to go, I'm sure Keith Bateman is happy to leave him out there, and hopefully he can go the distance.
First pitch to Dominic Dendry at breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Dominic with a double back in the 3rd inning. He grounded out to short back in the 5th inning. Lincoln working quickly. 0-1 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. And with the shadows, it's cooled down a little bit, at least here in the press box. 1-1 pitch, line drive, 1 hopper. Fielded by Oldheiser. Eric throws. Got him.
One thing, Tom, if you'll just indulge me for a second here. The reason, you look up at the scoreboard and there isn't 35 hits up there is the defense has just been a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, and one thing about it is were all of those hits on bad defense? No, but it keeps innings going. It starts rallies, and the defense has just been much more crisp in this game. And I'm sure both coaches talk to their teams about that in between games 1 and 2. Look, guys, we got to catch ground balls. We got to, we got to do the little things right if we want to win this second game.
First pitch, a breaking ball to Jacob Page for a strike, and it's 2-1. Jacob out of Tartan High School, a senior. And Lincoln has kept him in check. He is 0 for 3. 0-1, fastball outside corner. Generous call there, and it's 0-2. No, it is Nick Kukarich, 2 of their 4 hits. Single and a home run. 0-2. Fouled off the plate, still 0-2.
Ouch. He hit Hebig's helmet on his follow-through. Ouch. Catchers are tough, though, man.
And Rhett, he's such a likable young man. He's a tough guy.
If me or you went down there right now and let him clock us on his follow-through with the helmets, they'd be bringing the hopefully the ambulance out, not the alternative thing on wheels.
0-2, the count on Jacob Peach, the first baseman. Lincoln delivers. Foul tip. Breaking ball, and Jacob went upstairs to foul it off just to stay alive. Again, 11-9. Hamline in the first game. Auggies now 3-1 here in the second game. We're in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out and nobody out. Correction, bottom of the 8th inning. Fouled back by Peach again. Still 0-2. Looking ahead of the 9th, maybe some insurance. We got Havik, Marlowe, and Duffy. Against Nate Rebelke. At least he'll probably start the inning. 0-2 from Hockmuth. Breaking ball just a little bit high. The groans of the Augie faithful. Down and off to our left. Just missing wide or high, and it's 1-2. Trying to drop it in. 1-2 pitch, fastball, fouled off.
By the way, shout out to Olheiser. I mentioned defense in the second game. He's fielded 6 groundouts. So, good job at the hot corner.
Did have the one throw that took Josh off the bag. 1-2, line drive, fair ball inside the line, down in the corner. And Peach rounding first, on his way to second. And up with the ball deep in that corner as Baco and Zach gets it back into the infield. But another double for the Hamline Pipers, their third of the game. And a one-out base runner for the Hamline Pipers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here's Cullen Olstead.
Yeah, and the bad news now is you're going to have to face Setrum in this inning. That's the last guy in the world you want to see up there right now if you're the Auggies. Too much confidence. He's been 0-for in this second game, but in a clutch spot, that is just not the guy you want to see stepping up into that batter's box.
So again, just one out. Olstead representing the tying run as Lincoln delivers. And a changeup drops it in on the inside corner for strike at 0-1. Collin, they've held in check for the most part. He's 0 for 3 today. In the first game, though, he had two hits, 2 for 3, or 2 for 4, excuse me. 0-1, ground ball left side. There's Olheiser, another chance, throws across in time. And Josh was pulled off the bag, but he stepped back on the leather to get the put-out. Olstead is now 0 for 4, 5-3 on the put-out. And here is Joey Setrum. But this time it's left-hander against left-hander.
No, it was when he hit the
Danielson
grand
too.
slam,
That's right.
Yeah. But, so he's proven he can hit left-handers, but you've got Kukarich on deck, and he's been Hockmuth's nemesis. So you really got to knuckle down and just go after Setrum here. First base open, so you can be a little picky if you fall behind, but you can be aggressive.
First pitch out of the strike zone. Setrum is 0 for 3. He took a call, third strike, has grounded out twice to Clayton. 1-0 fastball, falling off the end of the bat. And level off the count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's a right-hander up Witchy in the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, Lincoln, this is
Linder.
the longest outing of the season. 1-1 breaking ball or let up pitch, is changeup, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
If you could get Setrum here, that would be big for so many reasons. One, you'd get out of the inning, but then you'd face Kukarich with the bases empty in the 9th, too.
2-1, popped up, left side. Walker, outfield grass, waiting for it to come down. He does.
That's a big one.
And a pop-up to the Auggies shortstop, and for the Pipers, they strand a runner, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 run left on base. They've had 5 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 9th inning, 3-1 Auggies. Let's try to make it 6-1 going into the 9th. This is Auggie Game Day on Auggie Game Central.
Minnesota Coaches, the official bus provider for Augsburg Athletics. If you have travel needs for your group or special event, visit www.minnesotacoaches.com to learn more or to request a quote. Thank you to Minnesota Coaches. And I'm getting a little bit hungry. It's the tail end of a doubleheader. Devani's Pizza, they mix their own fresh dough several times a day. They don't use that frozen stuff from out of town. They mix their dough and carefully manage its rise to perfection. Then it becomes their traditional hand-pounded pizza. That's how their freshly made dough becomes your Devani's favorite.
Out-of-town scoreboard, St. Thomas winning at home 8-1. Gustavus running the top of the 8th inning, winning game 1 over Carleton 8-7. In fact, they were down, I believe, 6-3 in that game, came back and won it. And Bethel winning their 16th game of the year, beating St. John's 1-0. And game 2, what do we have for scores? And end of the 7th inning, Gustavus leading Carleton 8-5. So Gustavus looking to sweep the 9th and 10th wins of the year. Top of the 5th inning in Collegeville, Bethel 6 and St. John's 4. St. Olaf and St. Thomas, they started, I believe, the second game at 5 o'clock. Red Hebig will lead things off for the Auggies here in the top of the 9th inning. Hebig is 1 for 3. Line drive off the glove of Rebelke. And underneath the glove of Rogers into center field. Hebig making the wide turn at first base. Again, off the glove of Rebelke. Then Devin Rogers trying to short have it. Went underneath his glove. They're going to give the Auggies their 9th hit of the ballgame. Brett Hebig is aboard for the Auggies, leading off this the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, I think it caught more than the Rebelke's glove. Sounded like some flesh there, too, and they're going to go out and take a look at him here. Well hit ball by Hebig.
It got him off the right forearm. And now their athletic trainer coming out to take a look at him. And while we have time, let's check out the softball scores. Hamline over Carleton, 1-0 in Game 1. I mentioned Augsburg, 1-0 over MIAC in Game 1. Bethel defeating Gustavus 5-3 in the Game 1. And it was St. Kate's putting a shutout. Krista Mata does. Miss Flukestead did the job. She tossed a one-hitter, 1-0 over St. Mary's. St. Ben's over Concordia, 11-3. St. Thomas over St. Olaf, 4-2. More in just a bit. Here's Josh Marlowe, the face for Belkey. Nate's first pitch, swing and a miss. Marlowe tried to find the Mississippi River on that swing, and 2-1. But Josh, with 2 hits in the ball game, a single and a double, and he scored the second run of the ball game. He's 2 for 4. Rebelke throws over to first base, and Hebig gets back in time. So Josh on the day has 4 hits. A correction, 3 hits. Hit 1 hit in the first game. Scored a couple runs, drove in a run. And right draws the throw.
Well, what do you think, Witchy? This bottom of this 9th inning, depending on your lead, you got to stick with Hockmuth, right?
Oh, yeah. At least to start the inning. Rebelke delivers, and Marlowe pops it up. Right field. A little carry on it. Olstead in the gap, and Collin puts it away. And that is out number 1 here in the top of the 9th inning. And here's Jack Duffy.
The speedster with that stolen base earlier today.
Hamline defeated Carleton, so they sweep the Knights. Hamline 6, Carleton 5 in Game 2. Gustavus shutting out Bethel 3-0. St. Thomas 10-1 over St. Olaf in Game 2. I mentioned earlier MAC over our Auggies 9-1. St. Kate's a couple of shutouts. They win 7-0 and then 8-0 in the second game. And St. Ben's 20-2 over Concordia in the second game of their doubleheader up in Moorhead. Jack is 2 for 4. And again, awfully concerned about Red Hebig as he draws another throw. Sure, Bate says the idea, maybe try to get a runner at second base, get another run. Duffy takes the bricket pitch to the knees for a strike, and it's no balls, 8-1 strike.
Well, it's always on your mind when you're trying to find that insurance run because Dandria has struggled to control the running game. So,
pitcher Rebelke swing at a foul tip in the glove of Dandria, and it's 0-2. Jack with a stolen base on the back end of a possible double steal back in the 7th inning. Unofficially, the Auggies with 4 stolen bases. 1-2 on Jack. DH and back at first baseman. Throw it again to the first base side. Hey, come on, Red has caught both ends of the doubleheader. Those legs are not really that lively right now. 1-2 pitch, high ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baki on deck, and then hopefully Walker Rogers. Augsburg and St. Thomas Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully my nature cooperates. 2:30. 2-2 pitch. Jack, and he flies it to short right field. Going out is Zur. Coming on is Olstead. And Leo Zur makes the catch in short right field. And that is 2 down for the Auggies. Back in the 7th inning, we had the first 2 runners aboard. And then Rebelke set him down. Nate working his 3rd inning. And here's Zach Bacco. Zach with a double, stolen base, and an RBI in inning 4 of the first game. This game he's been on base 3 times, and there's a pop-up. Oh, single to right field, excuse me. I'm looking up, I saw everybody moving. I'm looking at my chart, and then heard Matt Nelson say, beautiful.
It is a hit and run, almost run to perfection. Almost run to perfection. It was gorgeous. Ground ball through the right side.
Baco on at first base. 4th time he's been on base. Runners at the corners, and 2 outs for Walker Rogers. And Coach Bateman wants to talk to him.
As we've learned, sometimes a 4-run lead isn't safe, so when you've only got a 2-run lead, you want to do everything you can here to really knuckle down, have a great at-bat, we saw what did Rogers do last time up at the plate, Tom? Every other swing, he was swinging to hit it over that Treasure Island bird and, like you said, onto the freeway.
Yeah.
I'm sure Coach Bateman is telling me here, let's put together quality at bat and see if we can't drive in this run.
As Rebelke delivers, swing and a miss. Again for the heels. Rogers down to the count 0-1.
But he cut it down some. That's not quite the violent hacks that we were seeing.
That base hit by Baco, the Auggies' 27th hit of the day, 10 in this game. 3 runs on 10 hits. Rebelke delivers. And at the knees, off-speed break-hit pitch for a strike, and it's 0-2. Freshman learning lessons right here for this young man. He is 1 for 3. Did single in the third inning, but then struck out swinging and struck out looking. 0-2 pitch. And driven to right field and deep down to the corner. Some carry, and it is in for a base hit. And rounding third, Hebig will score. Baco turning third. He's coming home. Rogers to third. The throw not in time, and a triple for Walker Rogers. And his 5th hit of the day and 2 RBIs. And there's your 2 insurance runs. It is now 5-1.
Well, Keith Bateman gets the award in this inning. Whatever he told Walker Rogers worked. The hit and run worked. He's kind of he's like a hot player at the craps table right now. He can't miss, and that was just, it goes to show you, Tom, he wasn't swinging from his heels trying to pull the ball over the left field fence in that situation. He got a pitch outside. He was behind in the count, and then he used that natural power that he has to drive that ball down the right field line. That was a good bit of hitting by Rogers. A much better approach led to much better results.
And his first triple of the year and a couple of RBIs. And RBIs now on the season for the Auggies, his 14th and 15th RBIs of the year. And that draws the call to the bullpen. And Nate Rebelke, his outing has done 2 2/3 innings of mostly positive pitching for the Hamline Pipers. And the batter will be Eric Olheiser. And let's see who he will face here in the inning. And that is Zach Langton. Zach Langton, freshman out of Simley High School in Grove Heights. Is it? No, 20, excuse me. You're right, 20. Jake Demovic, I guess it's pronounced. They don't pronounce the J according to what I was heard. Jake Demovic, freshman out of Coon Rapids High School. And Jake on the season making his 6th appearance all over the bullpen. He's only pitched 6 innings. He's given up the 1 base hit. And the 4th pitcher used by head coach Jim Wyatt. So the line on 90 goes 2 2/3. And he gave up, let's see, 5 hits, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5 hits. And a couple of runs, both earned. No walks, a couple of strikeouts. First batter he will be facing is Eric Holheiser. Eric is 0 for 3, but walked back in the 4th inning, got her 3rd run of the ball game. So Rogers with a triple to drive in 2 on at third base and 2 outs. And the first pitcher breaking ball, and it's wide for 1 ball, no strikes. Next offering also misses the strike zone, and it's 2-0. Hockbooth, if he comes out for the 9th, it'll be Nick Kukarich, Rick Tormey, and Mitch Benson. There's a strike, and a 2-1. So Rogers 5 hits and 3 RBIs in the doubleheader. Down and away with the next offering, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Kukarich out of those 3 has really been the only one who's given him much trouble, so he can just weasel past that leadoff hitter.
Here's one hopper, fielded by Devin Rogers on the outfield grass. Throws 1 hopper, And the ball gets away from the first baseman. Run scores. And on his way to second base is Eric Holheiser. Again, the throw from deep in the hole by Devin Rogers. One hop. And Jacob Peach could not come up with it. And there's the third error of the ball game against the Hamline Pipers as Rogers comes in to score to make it a 3-run inning. It is now 6-1 in favor of the Auggies.
By far and away the toughest hop for a first baseman to handle is not the short hop, it's not the long hop, it's that kind of awkward in between hop. And you saw it there, Peach didn't even get a lace of leather on it.
Bodine, the batter, swings and misses at the first offering. Clayton looking for his first hit in this ball game. And let's see, for the day, he has just the one hit. And a single in his first plate appearance in game one. 0-1 in the dirt. Andrea with the stop, and it's 1-1 strike. Shadow now just about all the way out towards the second base. 1-1, lofted foul down the right field line. That'll find the grandstand. And our second baseman is down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Dubovic again on the bump for the Pipers. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Peach knocks it down, picks it up, and steps in the bag. And almost ate him up, 3 unassisted. But the Auggies send 7 to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 run left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Augsburg leading now by a score of 6-1. As this is Augie Game Day and Augie Game Central.
Reminder, this afternoon's broadcast is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Get the tools and resources to help make the most of college. Talk to a banker today to learn more or visit wellsfargo.com/getcollegeready. Story of this one, Witchy, is Hockmuth. He has been nothing short of incredible.
And Mike Snow, for defensive purposes, will take over in left field. Came on as a defensive replacement back in game number 1. And Lincoln is going to try to get a 9-inning complete game as Heaves' throw goes down to second base.
So, Witchy, you look back at the blown lead in the 7th. How did that start? You know, it started with hit, fielder's choice, hit by pitch. You know, You can't be afraid of that. You still, when you have this lead, you still have to avoid the walks, the hit batsmen. You still have to be aggressive in the strike zone here. Hockmuth's just got to stick with what he's done for these first 8 innings and do it here in the 9th. Put the hammer on this thing.
First pitch, ground ball, 1 hopper, 2 hopper. There's Walker. Fields throws. That's not going to be in time. He bobbled it once, he bobbled it twice, and hurried his throw. And they're going to rule that a base hit, I do believe.
Well, that would be
very generous. No, there's the error. As Walker Rogers with the error, and Nick Kukarich is on base for the 3rd time. He had a home run, the only run of the ball game so far back in the 4th inning. E6 is the play, leadoff batter board for Rick Tormey.
Yeah, and was that a hard hit ball? Yes. It's also the kind of ball that you expect somebody playing NCAA, shortstop to come up with. Brookshaw struggled at short. Now you stick Rogers out there. He misses one here in the 9th inning. That's a area for improvement for Keith Bateman and this team. No doubt about it. He'd be the first to tell you, I'm sure.
Right now the bullpen pretty much just interested spectators down there. 1-0 pitch upstairs to Rick. And 2 balls and no strikes. Benson and Evan Rogers scheduled batters. Let's keep it at 3 batters faced, or 4. And here's one, popped up, center field, drifting back forward. Is Jordan DeCrook. Jordan makes the catch in medium deep center field. And that is 1 down for the Pipers here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Mitch Benson will be the batter. So they've held Rick Tormey to a hitless day. Benson is 0 for 3, 0 for 2. A sacrifice bunt back in the 7th inning. Hockmuth delivered, swing and a miss. Fastball could not catch up with it. No balls and 1 strike. So still a little bit of giddy up on that fastball for Lincoln, despite his pitch count, probably close to 100 already in this ball game. This being the 9th inning. 0-1 off speed at the letters for strike, and it's 0-2. Fastball, changeup, and curveball, his arsenal. Plus, he works quickly. We like that. And the pitch, hit him. Hit him on the leg. And the hit 0-2, and he hit a batter. First batter that he's plunked. He hasn't given up a walk. But the Pipers have runners at first and second and 1 out.
Well, you'd rather be facing Devin Rogers here than Setrum or Kukarich or Olstad. But still, errors, hit batsmen, this kind of is the stuff that makes you nervous if you're sitting in that Augie dugout. Tough double play, too, with Benson on first and Rogers in the batter's box.
Rogers 0 for 3, line drive, left field, base hit down to the corner. As Kukarich running third, he will score. Benson on his way to third. He's turning and heading for home. And the throw back in the infield and 2 runs scored. It is now 6-3. Devin Rogers jumps on the first pitch. And a double to left center field, or down to the left field corner. And a drive in 2 runs. And all of a sudden,
now you get that
fans
feeling.
getting a little uh-oh feeling.
And we said earlier that it was going to be a test for Augsburg to bounce back from losing the way they did in Game 1. Now this is when the test really happens, is can you keep your mind focused on what needs to get done here and not go to the here we go again mentality.
Taking a look at the numbers for Devin. And Devin RBIs 9 and 10 of the season. And I think that's going to be the end of the line for Lincoln Hockmuth. 8 in the 3rd innings of excellent pitching for Lincoln. He runs out of gas here in the 9th inning as he gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, and 2 of those earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter.
A+.
Outstanding outing for Lincoln, of course, looking for his 2nd win of the year. And here's Cole Paulson. I believe, is that number 2? Nope.
16.
16, excuse me. And Clayton Bodine will come in from second base. That means we'll have a new second baseman. Clayton appearing in his 3rd game. And he has 1 save. He's pitched an inning in a 3rd. Clayton Bodine. I believe he played for Armstrong. And it'll be still Lincoln's responsibility for Devin Rogers out there at second base.
Like those Falcons from Robbinsdale Armstrong High School.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your alma mater.
Yeah, class of 05 for yours truly.
It's been that long, huh? 12 years?
How about that, huh?
When is your 30th birthday?
This summer.
This summer?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a blowout party up there in Vadnais Heights.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. You know, we'll shut it down. I mean, we're planning on staying up late that night, Witchy, probably till about 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. It should be one to remember.
Now the blowout,
we'll be lucky if we don't get a citation.
Well, the blowout party, though, will be the going-away party for Gags.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. Leo Zur will be the batter. He's 1 for 3.
And now I'm a little surprised here you're not going to get that pinch hitter that we saw that got the base hit in the 7th, that Wolt.
Cole Paulson, by the way, is the new second baseman for the Auggies. As Bodine delivers, fastball down and in. Ball 1, 1 ball, 9 strikes.
Remember, Noah Wolf came in as that pinch hitter and got that base hit. Good left-handed hitter. Freshman. So if you really wanted to get the deja vu thing going.
Now 6-3 is Clayton. Lines and delivers. Fastball down and in. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Zer and then D'Andrea and Jacob Peach. Tying run in the on-deck circle. Clayton checks second. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike in the outside corner. Good slider. And 2 balls and 1 strike. So Olheiser, Rogers, Paulson, and Marlowe now on the infield for your Auggies. 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 6-3. 2-1. Ground ball left side. Fielded by Rogers. Throws up the line.
Great play.
Marlowe, foot on the bag. Yes, says the second base umpire. Walker Rogers had to go deep back behind the bag, and the throw was up the line, but Josh did the big stretch and kept his foot on the bag. 6-3 on the putout. Zer is the second out of the inning, as Devin Rogers will go to third base, and here is a pinch hitter, I do believe.
Yep, that's the same one they had in Game 1, Noah Wolf.
Noah Wolf, okay.
That was an incredible play by Rogers. Stumbled a little bit, had a tough time getting out of his glove, but Marlowe picked him up with a nice backhanded pick over there. That was a team effort, team defense.
And so final hope for the Pipers. Again, the 3 runs down with 1 run aboard. Infield, of course, back now with 2 outs. And Bodine looking for a save. Clayton delivers. Swing and a miss on the fastball and a 2-1. That's Clayton. He has 1 of our 5 saves. Looking for number 2. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball left side. Olheiser over. Can't field it. Rogers does, but he can't make a play. Infield base hit. It is 6-4. A slowly hit ball between her. Olheiser couldn't get to it. Rogers was too far back. Devin Rogers comes in to score to make it 6-4. Noah Wolf, pinch hitting, is aboard and picks himself up an RBI.
And now you got a guy who can hit the ball over the fence coming up, representing the tying run.
And Jacob Peach, he is 1 for 4. He doubled back in the 8th inning. Representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Bodine delivers. Fastball on the outside corner for strike at 2-1. By the way, that run will be charged to Jordan Brandt. Or correction, to Lincoln Hockmuth. So 4 runs given up in 3 earned. But still in line to get a second win of the year if Clayton can nail things down right here. And the base runner, Noah Wolf, draws the throw. And the 0-1 pitch from Bodine. Fastball, strike 2 call, outside corner. Good location. 0-2 on the corner, low at the knees. And there's no balls and 2 strikes. Augie fans making some noise, trying to get this final out of this ball game. Get us a split. Time is called. Little cat and mouse game going on between batter and pitcher.
I assure you right now, Peach is not thinking about a single on the right side of the field. He's thinking about tying this game. Make 1 good pitch here.
The 0-2 delivery. Strike 3 call. Outside corner. Pain to the black and nailed it down on 3 straight strikes. Picking up our 6th strike out of the ballgame. Picking up his 2nd save. And the Auggies hold on and defeat the Hamline Pipers by a score of 6-4 for the Pipers in that 9th inning. They come up with 3 runs on 1 base hit. And there was 1 Augie error and 1 run left on base. 6-4 your final. For the Hamline Pipers, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. And they left 6 runners on base. Their record is now 1-1 in conference and 7-11 overall. For your winning Augies, 6 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. And the Augies had their chances. I think we left 11 runners on base. The winning pitcher for the Augies is Lincoln Hockmuth. Outstanding performance for our senior. He's now 2-2, and Clayton Bodine came on, getting his 2nd save. The Augies are now 1-1 in conference and 13-9 overall. So a split. The Augies losing that tough one in the first game on the walk-off grand slam but coming back and setting the tone with those 2 runs in the first inning of Game 2.
They did, and really Hockmuth, too, that sustained that toughness throughout this second game. This was a heck of a split, a resilient split. I mentioned earlier we've done a lot of games, Tom, and that first loss was about as brutal as it gets. There's no denying that, but this team battled back. Now, it wasn't easy at the end. You had the tying run at the plate and Peach, but in the end they get the win. Outstanding effort by Hockmuth. Better defense. Still saw a little lapse there in the 9th inning on the left side of the infield, but better defense, timely hitting, and you got to give a lot of credit to the Auggies. They battled back and found a way to split this thing, and I just hope our listeners had as much fun as we had bringing them to CHS Field today, because this was a delight for April 1st in Minnesota to have weather like this and to see 2 really good baseball games, different feeling games. The first one was crazy, 34 hits in 7 innings. This one more resembled, I guess, what you'd call a traditional look for an MIAC baseball game, but both very fun, and I think both of these teams are definitely, no doubt about it, contenders for the postseason in the MIAC.
Well, the first week of the conference season, St. Thomas defeating St. Olaf 2-1 in the second game, so they take 2. Augsburg and Hamline splitting. Gustavus taking 2 down in Northfield, 8-5 in the second game. And Bethel takes 2 from St. John's, 12-5 in the second game. And with that, that's a recap of our doubleheader. And a reminder, the Pipers will be hosting McAllister on Wednesday. The Auggies will be hosting St. Thomas. Our thanks to Twin City Orthopedics, Wells Fargo, Minnesota Coaches Incorporated, Devani's Pizza, Courtyard, Minneapolis Hotel, 360 Wow Incorporated, The Corner Bar, Thrivent Financial for Lutheran, Jimmy John's, Memory Lanes, and Flashback Cafe. Thanks to Dave Wright and the crew, and St. Paul Saints and Sean Aronson. Thanks to my camera person, Tom Ritchie, and Matt Nelson. Nice to be back working together. And
I think we'll see you at Parade in a few weeks.
All right,
how does that sound?
Good.
Okay.
He's Matt Nelson again. I'm Tom Ritchie. Final score in Game 1, 11-9. Hamline, Augsburg in Game 2 by a score of 6-4. From CHS Field here in Lower Town, St. Paul. Good afternoon. Good night, everybody. Hey, we'll talk again.